Look, we need to talk. If you have watched any video on my channel, you know that I'm really only known for one thing, being a Champ Rocket League player that hates Champ. And I'm not even exaggerating, my most popular video is a video of me talking about how bad Champ is. But the more I thought about it, there's actually something worse than that. But let's take a step back for a second. I'm not going to sit here forever and talk about how I'm stuck in Champ for so and so years. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter right now. What does matter is that I do dislike Champ a lot and I want to get out of Champ. But in order to do that, I don't really have a lot of time to put in the work to actually make it past this rank. And the only time I do have to play Rocket League, I spend it recording videos or streaming. And even when I'm on sometimes, I don't really have my friends with me to play ranked with me and help me rank up and get better. And I already see the comments flying in that are like, well, maybe you could make some more friends online and that way you have more people to choose from when you get on to play Rocket League with. And to that, I say no. Why would I do that? My friends already don't want me on their team. I mean, look at this. Look at it. I don't even want me on my own Rocket League team. So why would I put myself on a new team with new friends? But I get it. And when I am on by myself playing Rocket League, I do think about that other option. Of course, I'm talking about solo queue. If there is one thing that is worse than being in Champ, it is solo queuing in Champ. That is like putting the two worst things together and expecting something great to happen. I cannot express how awful this experience is. And I'm not trying to berate every single person that solo queues, because there's actually 3 types of players. And I think it only makes sense to start with the best type of solo queue player. The first type of solo queue player I want to talk about is your average Joe. These guys, they go to school every day, they get pretty good grades, or they work a nice 9 to 5, a real friendly type of fellow. And when they get home to play Rocket League, their friends might not be on. But that's okay, they're gonna play Rocket League anyways and just kind of vibe out and enjoy the experience. You get paired with these people, they might be really good, they might be okay, but they're always gonna be pretty consistent, and on top of that, they don't really say much, which is all you could ever ask for when you're solo queuing. You don't wanna talk to people, and they don't wanna talk to people, so it's perfect. And they don't really get frustrated at their teammates either. It's almost like they realize that it's just a video game, and if they lose, they have plenty of chances to win and get it back later. These people are the only reason I ever consider solo queuing. They probably make up about 25 to 33% of the solo queue base. A pretty good number, honestly. But let's talk about the second type of solo queue player. This might be a symptom of Champ. Before I get into it too much, I just want to throw that out there. But one of the major downsides of Champ that I've talked about before is that the player base in Champ is super inconsistent in skill level and what kind of skills they have. So much so that there are certain people that sneak into Champ that probably don't need to be there yet. They're just not quite there, aka me half the time when I'm playing Rocket League. But when you solo queue with these people, it's just a little more frustrating, solely based on the fact that they just can't seem to do anything. They can't aerial, they can't shoot, they can't pass, they can't save the ball, but they're not playing overly aggressive and super ball hungry, and they're also not really getting toxic, so you can't really get too mad at them, and you just kind of let it slide and just hope you don't team up with them the next game. I would say this isn't the most common player base. I would argue this is probably like 20 to 25% of the Champ solo queue player base. I'm not trying to talk down on this group of Rocket League players at all, but it's just really frustrating when you're trying to get better and your teammates aren't really helping with that. Especially in Champ, you tend to play the game at whatever skill level your teammates and your opponents are on. So if your teammates are playing really bad, you're probably gonna play really bad and it's gonna ruin the experience. But at the end of the day, it's really just a game and it doesn't really bother me that much. Now let's talk about the third group. How do I put this lightly? These people are the sole reason I do not like solo queuing in Rocket League at all. That wasn't very nice. But they're not either, so let's just keep going with it. So I join a game. I get paired up with someone, and usually you can tell almost right away, in Champ at least, what you're getting into. You're gonna see a person with this title, and they got Grand Champ in like season 4 and it's like season 12 and you're like, that's kind of weird. I feel like if you got Grand Champ that long ago, you should probably still be there. So there's probably a reason that you're down here right now. And that's when you realize it's about to get ugly. In terms of skill level, this group of Rocket League players really varies. Like, they can be really good, they could be really bad, or they can just be pretty average for their rank. But let me tell you, the play style and the mentality of these people just makes all of them terrible teammates to play with. You might not notice it at first while you're playing with these people, just because you might be playing pretty good. You're getting good movement, maybe they're hard stepping, maybe they're cutting rotation a little bit, but it's solo queue, you can't communicate, that just kind of happens. But then you get scored on, and then you get scored on again, and then you get scored on again. And it might even be their fault. And boy, let me tell you, these people will never let you hear the end of it. Whether it's through quick chat, text chat, or never letting you touch the ball ever again. You better not make a mistake. Ever. You must be perfect. If they make the mistake, well, you should have covered their mistake, so therefore you made the mistake and you'll never get the ball again. These Rocket League players are all over Champ, just all over solo queue. It's really not good. And I know that you can turn off text chat, you can turn off quick chat. They don't even need to use those two things to show you how frustrated they are with how terrible you are at the game. Because like I said, they'll just never let you touch the ball ever again. Or they'll just start throwing, or they'll just forfeit and just give up. And I'm not saying that one game like this just ruins the whole Rocket League experience, but there's this thing that happens when you play Rocket League with groups of people like this, and it just spreads to everyone, and now everyone's just having a bad time, and nobody's having a good time, so why are we playing the game? And I actually think that this is something that people fall into when they get to Champ. Not because the comments are getting under their skin, or because what they're saying is really hurtful, because it's really not. It's the internet. Stuff like this gets said all the time. It really doesn't matter. It's just annoying to deal with. You just get tired of it. And it makes you want to not play the game as much anymore, but you need to be playing more than ever to get out of the rank. So you get stuck in this cycle over and over and over again, and now look at where we are. Years later, still in Champ. So with all that being said, let's play a solo queue game. Oh, Season 3 Grand Champ! Here we go! Let's see if what I said was actually true. Great. Fantastic. Oh no. That is so unfortunate. I don't even know what to say about that. Very to himself. Oh my gosh, I don't have text chat on.